Amanda Gorman stated in her speech at the inaugural ceremony of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, "There is always light. If only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it." If you and I are going to be brave enough to be the light, we have to decide that our strengths, our experience, and our sense of conviction towards being the change that we want to see in the world is real, necessary, and that it requires us to take action. I created the Go Be Great movement because I believe in the core of my being that the 5 habits of mind that enabled me to go from earning minimum wage to becoming an executive leader, using those same 5 habits of mind to be able to rise above life-changing adversities, such as the loss of my son 6 months after my first executive leadership promotion. That these habits of mind, when put in the hands of those who, hands and hearts of those who are go-getters, individuals who no longer want to settle for a low standard of life or live below their potential, individuals who have a desire to rise up in their strengths, in their experience, in their knowledge, and in their greatness, the seeds of potential, seeds of greatness dwelling in their potential to create a new possibility in their life. I believe that there are individuals in this world, and you may be one, who is ready to draw the line in the sand and say, enough. Enough with settling for a life below my potential. Enough of being able to not do what I want to do with my life with clarity and courage and confidence. Enough with accepting the lies of limitations that I tell myself or that I've listened to others about me. Enough is enough. When you get to the point where you are ready to draw the line in the sand and say, I am ready for a new level of living. I'm ready for a new level of me being someone not only that I can be proud of, but also someone who has the power, the knowledge and understanding of how to create an impact, the impact that I want to have on this earth, so that I live my life aligned with the legacy and purpose of my life. If this is you, I ask you to consider these things. Are you living to the standard of who you are as your best self? Are you able to manage your perspective in different situations so that your emotions don't control how you respond to those experiences? Are you expanding your circle of influence by developing relationships that will help you, support you, get to the next level? Are you willing to be courageous enough to unlearn what you know in order for you to learn more that will expand your perspective, expand your life and your way of thinking and being? Are you ready to step to the next level in your personal life and your professional life? Because if you are, I encourage you to join me in my Go Be Great Reset Workshop. We're going to redefine your possible. We're going to reimagine that possible with clear step-by-steps that will allow you to get clear about what it is that you want less of and more of in your life. And then through that step-by-step process, you're going to identify the next best steps in order for you to navigate your way forward And that plan of action, your Go Be Great game plan, is going to allow you to tap into the seeds of greatness within your potential. It's going to show you how to utilize your strengths, your experiences even, to connect to the knowing, the wisdom that's in the seed of your soul, to connect to the strength of your spirit in order for you to nurture a conviction about who you are and what you're capable of doing and becoming and worthy of experiencing in life, because you are deserving. You are deserving of what it is that you desire. Now, perhaps, like myself, for example, you may have been bombarded mentally with thoughts of what you're not capable of doing in the next level. And I understand that, because it's taken me years to get to this point to actually create this movement. Because for several years, it's been in my soul that this is what you need to do. You need to go all out with these 5 habits of mine. And I made all kinds of excuses. But what I have come to understand, and COVID-19 has a lot to do with it, I have no idea how long I'm going to be on this earth. But what I do know is that if I'm able to equip people with this particular process, this is a process that will last them for the rest of their life, because the way I go about teaching it and using it to coach people, it helps them to connect to their own truth. It's not about my truth. It's about you connecting to your truth, your strength, your understanding, and what it is that you want less of and more of in your life. Because this is what I do know, my friend. We have no idea how long we're going to be on this earth. The amount of time that we have on this earth, though, we have an opportunity, and I believe a responsibility, to be the change that we want to see in this world. Because it's not going to happen without action. The change that you desire in your life, the change I desire in my life, it's not going to happen just because we're thinking about it. It can only happen through action. But this is the other thing with that, is that in addition to this particular process that I use, my Go Be Great blueprint, it not only provides you the answers or helps you to clarify what it is what your truth is, it allows you to also figure out what it is that you need to do next. And then as a result of that, you have much more clarity on what you need to do. Now, if you decide to be a part of this particular program, then you will also be included in my email list, which means that you will continuously get information from me on a regular basis throughout the month to continue to nurture and cultivate the seeds of greatness within your potential. Because my goal is to reach 1 million people with this message and to equip them with this, whether it is through my products, my services, or through me teaching and training. One thing I do know with conviction, that this particular process, the Go Be Great blueprint that I share in my Go Be Great Reset workshop, you will be able to walk away with a clear plan for what you need to do next. You're going to walk away with a connection to how to look at your experiences, the successes and the challenges, and see how you can leverage those into new strengths to build skills that will help you to level up your life and career. They're going to actually help you be your best self. And at the end of the day, when you're showing up consistently as your best self, that level of energy is going to actually attract opportunities and people to help support you. That is how it's always worked for me. That is how I actually ended up going from an hourly minimum wage worker to an executive leader managing several successful high performance teams and businesses, because of the fact that I was showing up as my best self. And today I say enough is enough. We have to draw the line in the sand at some point in time and look at ourselves and say, am I showing up the way I know I can show up? Am I managing my mind in order for me to make sure that I'm continuously moving forward instead of focusing on things that are causing me to shrink back, pull back, and not be my best self? Am I expanding my comfort zone? Am I able to bear the discomfort of expanding my comfort zone in order for me to expand my life? Am I developing myself, growing myself, and providing myself with opportunities to do that on a consistent basis? And am I expanding my network, my relationships? Am I nurturing them? Am I cultivating new relationships with individuals who know more than me, who are able to help me go to the next level and the next and the next? I can tell you without any fluff that the Go Be Great blueprint, the 5 steps: disrupt your assumptions, reframe your perspective, initiate purpose-driven actions, value enriching experiences, and enlist the help of others. Those 5 steps are common knowledge. Most people know them, but common knowledge is not always common practice. And then the other thing is, because they are common knowledge, a lot of people dismiss them. What I have done with these 5 steps is to be able to create a self-inquiry and self-awareness process that empowers individuals because they connect to who they are. They get clear about that. And our identity drives everything. When you're clear about who you are, what your strengths are, how you can utilize your skills to leverage and scale your success, you will be unstoppable. The only way you are not will be that you begin to listen to the lies of limitations that others may say to you, or even you tell yourself. But then that next step, to reframe your perspective, is always going to help you challenge any lies or limitations or any stories that you tell yourself or someone else's opinion of you. You'll always be able to reframe whatever they're saying in alignment with what you're going after. Because if it's not your truth, you're going to develop the capacity to be like Teflon, and it's going to roll off of you. I'm telling you what I know. Because many times during my corporate career, people came up to me and they said certain things. And had I been someone who was not convicted of within myself of who I am and what I can do, I could have been easily moved by those individuals. But I wasn't. And even after the loss of my son, many people doubted that I was going to be able to continue to lead the business that I was managing at the time and do it successfully. And yet, through that time when I was also experiencing a dark night of the soul in my grief, because of my grief, I was able to build an award-winning team that allowed us to be recognized in the entire company of Marriott hotels. That didn't happen because I just didn't know. I just started pulling out things to do. It was because I had worked this process, the Go Be Great blueprint, for years. And because it had become second nature to me, even in the midst of my grief, I was able to recognize how I needed to think smart, what I needed to do to work smart, and how I could strategically position myself as a leader to be able to have the influence and impact on a team of misfits, pretty much, who came together with a oneness of purpose. And we leveled up the level of service. We leveled up our experience with one another. And that in itself resulted in our hotel being as successful as it was. And I took that information, I took that experience, and I used it when I left Marriott and went to become a turnaround specialist for other companies, helping them turn around restaurants that were basically not making money, not making profit, poor customer satisfaction, poor sales, poor speed of service, all of that. So when I tell you, my friend, that this Go Be Great blueprint will help you not only now, but as you begin to consistently use it over and over and over to the point where it becomes automatic to you. You don't even have to think about the steps. You don't even have to think about, well, what do I need to do? Because it will begin to come up to you because you've actually tuned in, you're plugged in to a system that will work with your strengths, your gifts, your talents, and your experiences to help you leverage that and give you an advantage in the competitive marketplace that we're in. If this is something that you are looking for, if this is something that you know you need, then join me in the Go Be Great Reset Workshop that's coming up. This is your girl, Jackie B.